would say about, now it's cheaper actually than before. I would say about maybe $5,000, $6,000 you could clean it professionally. It used to be maybe double of that. Now it's much cheaper. You hire a professional to do that. There's other way to do it. You just use a thick coat of paint and paint it over. There's some inspector would recommend you to do that if you don't have the money right away. And since you're doing all the remodeling, why not just do the right way? Electrical is a little bit older. I saw some plumbing. It's actually some part of a copper, which is more up to date. There used to be galvanized pipes. Now they've done most of them at newer home. They changed to copper pipes now. So I see they're partial copper, partial galvanized pipes. So you might need to update that too, but in the meantime you might not need to. Okay. But the most immediate things that I saw would be the ceiling with the asbestos. I would assume, even I didn't test it, I would assume that is. Because in most of the sparkling ones that they are. If you see some cottage cheese ceiling, they may not be asbestos. They're just insulation. In the good old days, they used insulation. That's the type of insulation that they use. But after the 1970s, they changed. They found that that is bad for your health, so they banned that materials now. Also, there could be lead-based paint. Now, they're paying why it would probably cost $4,000 or $5,000 now because you're required to hire a professional painter. You don't do it yourself. You're not, especially exterior, because those paint could contain lead base. So you need to hire a professional that have a painter with a certificate that could handle lead. You don't just do it yourself. Okay, your neighbor will complain because they have kids. They don't want their kids to inhale all those lead or eat those lead. So it would cost a little bit more. The city would require that. So that's those ceiling paint. You need to change carpet. The kitchen looks okay. Okay, I think it's okay. But I see the bathroom needing to remodel. Now we expected our bathroom to do remodeling and stuff approximately 15,000 to 20,000. It depends if it's already copper or not, copper pipe inside or not. So it costs about like $15,000 to $20,000 for a bathroom. Kitchen remodeling, basic one, you'll be looking at changing electrical, plumbing. You'll be talking about like at least $20,000 for replacing the kitchen, changing the kitchen, updating. I'm not saying they're very fancy, but at least $20,000 because you need to change some electrical and also the plumbing. So if you're talking about this house, $15,000 for the roof. Bathroom is, I think, is a must. I could see that possible leak financial district down there. I see a lot of crack.
You guys, sorry to cut you off. We should keep talking when you guys are filling this out. But if you guys have your packages still, we need you to fill out some of this stuff for our organizer that organized the property for us. Okay? Okay, cool. So the green one we need back for sure. The other one is optional, but I encourage you guys just to fill it out. It all helps us with this stuff. Okay? Just a couple things other to note. Like, Tina and I are friends. We've worked together for a long time. We're also personal friends. I suggest her to use her often to other people, even outside this bus. But I don't do that because of any sort of financial compensation. She's very good at her job. Okay? But all that being said, like, this is about you guys. Like, we do this stuff as profit, like non-profit. We come here and help because we both very much care about San Francisco and we care about home ownership. We care a lot about people buying houses and being informed about it. So if you have questions, no matter what stage you're in, I encourage you to call me, email me, call Tina or email Tina. Don't be shy. Even if you think the question's stupid, even if you're not ready to buy a house anytime soon, you let us know because this is our life. It's our passion. Okay? So you guys let us know and we're here to help you anytime, okay?
I really want to see every one of you become a homeowner. Even if it's not today, at least in near future. You know, if you buy, you're able to own a piece of real estate in San Francisco. I don't care if it's a studio, I don't care if it's a 1-bedroom. You know, this is like a piece of blue chip stock. It is better than I believe it's better than buying Google stock or Apple stock,
And then you have
because
the
you get to
bragging
move
rights.
in there.
You have the bragging rights to all your friends, like, oh, I own in San Cisco. It's a 1-bedroom studio in Mission, but
Now, by statistic, since the Great Depression in San Francisco, appreciate 7% per year, which means that's doubled every 10 years. That is the true statistic. The closer you are in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, you would have appreciation averaging 7% if you hold it for long term. If you bought a piece of property back in 1929, you should have double every 10 years. That is the true statistic. So that's why if you buy something in San Francisco, or even in East Bay, or if you in Peninsula, you still get very good return. Your first home, you're never gonna live there forever. Buy whatever that at least is compatible with wherever you're living, or living maybe a little bit better, maybe not as great because you're living in San Francisco. You probably have rent control unit. You may not be. As long as you own a piece of the property in San Francisco, you know this is your 401k. That's your future retirement. I always recommend that you start your portfolio when you are young. A lot of you are still young. You could buy more than just one property once you have the first one. We're in the bus of the market rate. It's a little bit different than below market rate. Why? Because below market rate, they don't appreciate as much as market rate. Because the more restriction you have, the less appreciation you'll get. I prefer you get a studio at a market rate than a below market rate. If you have some sort of down payment yourself, you know, I would highly recommend you to get something. A market rate, your appreciation will be really well. It's worth it.
How often this is it once a year this event, the expo?
Yeah, once a year for the Home Expo.
Around the same time?
Yeah, around the same. It's always June.
there's all sorts of events all year long through all different types of nonprofit organizations. Also, like I personally do, God knows how many home buyer seminars, okay? This one's the biggest one we do, okay? It's like a big deal. We have an all-day thing, we have the bus tour, but we do seminars all the time, including the one on Wednesday. So a lot of people gave back cards, I think.
But is that with that's with homeownership? Is that?
That's going to be with Shipyard, but we're not going to be talking about Shipyard exclusive products. We're going to be talking about rent versus own and then pros and cons. And I'll be going into a lot of detail about it. I have about like a 45-minute time to speak there. And there's going to be other lenders talking about other products and other real estate agents talking about other things too. So these kinds of things happen all the time. Like I've done many this year already. And each time we talk about different stuff. We try to do it in a cool environment. So like the Shipyard's going to be downtown. I don't think they're doing any sort of happy hour, but we occasionally have it at like Taco-licious or something where we have food and drinks. People like Tina who donates a lot of her time to nonprofit. She was president last year of the Chinese Real Estate Association of America. They do a ton of nonprofit stuff, and she has some events.
Wait, what is the name of the?
Chinese Real Estate Association of America.
Okay.
CREAA.
CREAA.
Yeah. This is a nice area. I like
Now
this. Octavia.
step down I do another nonprofit, which is called Better Housing Policy. That I work
Golden.
with tenant and also homeowners, how to put two heads together, and so we can have a better community.
But we have events like this all the time, like all the time promoting homeownership, educating people about how to buy, stuff like that. So if you send us emails and let us know you want to get on a list of people who are interested in doing that, we'll hook you up, okay?
I went to Sacramento so many times to fight for property ownership rights. And I want to see every one of you to become a homeowner, so I did not waste my time going to Sacramento so many times. Because there was a time they tried to take away the mortgage interest deduction. Okay, there's time that they try to take away a lot of stuff. There are many ridiculous ordinances that came out that are not helping. They might not purposely against property ownership rights or helping to promote ownership, but it's just unfortunate. A lot of things unintended consequences that happen. So if you could please be a homeowner.
Were you guys all able to fill out the green slips for us? Okay, great.
H&N,
If anybody needs a pen or anything, just let me know.
we are on Franklin. We're almost. Yes.
What's the style?
Yes.
It's called
See you.
Venetian style.
They call them Edwardian.
Oh,
Edwardian design.
Victorian style.
Yeah.
Victorian style, no?
Victorian is different.
Victorians
are like on the other side of this,
at least to do
tall houses.
the remodeling. Not just
Victorian.
remodeling, but like repairing, bringing like this the condition that is livable without water leaking on your head. Okay, so I would say about like $60,000 to $70,000 to at least the bare minimum. But it would last you a lot longer when you purchase a property and you're able to just move in without worry. Okay, so single family home versus condo. Condo, you don't really have to worry a lot on the maintenance part because your HOA supposedly take care of that. But now,
But what about inside? I have to care about myself?
yes, the inside. So what's the difference between condo and single family home? The condo is like, let's say this bus is the condo. Whatever you see here is yours. Anything you don't see is not yours. They're common area. For example, you cannot open up the wall and go fix your plumbing. Not because they don't belong to you.
Yes.
Everything you see is yours. Anything you don't see is common area. Is shared.
All right, you guys, who showed up at around 11 o'clock today? I went to the event and did the whole thing. So I have a thing that tracks how many steps you probably took. Okay, you walked approximately 10,586 steps today. Yeah, I walked around quite a bit. You guys probably saw me storming around. But I'm sure you guys walked around too. It was about 5.5 miles today. So go out and get some tacos or hamburgers. Yeah. Oh, right? Oh, no. We did not eat cupcakes.
I did.
If we all say we didn't, then it didn't happen.
I'm gonna show this to my dad.
So you said you like San Francisco better than New York?
You know, I do. It's just different. You know, I like the West Coast. I prefer the West Coast. New York is, you know, too many people. You know. Yeah.
Where did you live?
Manhattan. Yeah, I lived a block from Central Park, but
Wow, love it.
yeah. I like it's very open here. It's easy to build a business and be successful. And people are nice. You know, New York is very competitive. Yeah, I think so.
There are a lot of competitors.
What's that?
There are a lot of competitors.
There are a lot of competitors, but it's also like, you know, some people, their families been here for like 300 years, and you know, families. And it's very different.
But San Francisco is very expensive.
That's for sure.
Comparing, for example, with LA.
I know your favorite level. But you're here, so you got to figure out how to make it work for you. But I have no doubt that you will make it. You're very outgoing, you know, and confident. This is important, you know. Friendly.
What about, for example, if 30% GDP